Have you ever looked at your credit limit and thought, really, that's all that you trust me with? It can sometimes feel like the bank is treating you like a teenager borrowing the family car for the very first time. But here's the good news. Increasing your credit limit is often way easier than most people think, and once you understand how it works, you may be able to not only boost your credit score, but also unlock way more spending flexibility without falling into any debt traps. Now, before we dive in, if building your credit and getting smarter with money is part of your 2025 goals, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You'll get all my strategies as soon as they drop, and trust me, the bank's not going to teach you this stuff themselves. So why would anyone care about having a higher credit limit in the first place? Well, the real reason is something called credit utilization. That's the percentage of your available credit that you're actually using. Credit utilization makes up about 30% of your credit score, which is huge. Here's the math. If you've got one credit card with a $500 limit and you spend $300 in a month, your utilization is 60%. That is sky high, and the credit bureaus don't like to see that because using a high percentage of your available credit may signal to creditors that you might not be able to pay it back. But if the same $300 sits against a much larger limit, let's say $3,500, suddenly your utilization drops to under 9%. That looks way healthier and typically can boost your credit score. Now, imagine that across multiple cards. When my total available credit limit grew to over $100,000, even spending $1,000 a month meant my utilization was only 1%. That's like showing up to a marathon and finishing before anyone even puts on their sneakers. The banks love that. Beyond the score, let's be honest, having a higher limit gives you more flexibility. With a $500 limit, simply buying groceries and filling up your gas tank in the same week could max you out. But with the $10,000 limit, you can probably breathe easier. You've got room to cover bigger expenses, emergencies, or even take advantage of juicy rewards without stressing over bumping your head against the credit ceiling. But, and this is a big but, you do not want to fall into the trap thinking a higher credit limit means you can spend more. It's not about having more spending power, it's about having flexibility. You do not want to abuse this because if you have a spending problem, a higher credit limit probably isn't going to help. In fact, it might actually hurt. And remember, none of this really matters if you're not paying your credit card balance in full every month. With that said, let's talk about some of the ways you can get a better credit limit. The first method is surprisingly simple. Just do nothing. That's right. Just sit back, keep paying your credit card on time, and let the bank reward you for being responsible. Credit card issuers love data. If they see that you've been paying your bill consistently and keeping your credit utilization low, they often hand you more credit automatically. That happened with my Wells Fargo student card. I started with a $500 limit, but after showing them I was using the card responsibly, they bumped me up several times without me even asking. If you want to increase your chances of getting a higher credit limit, here's a tip that many people miss. Update your income in your online account whenever it changes. If you get a raise or start a side hustle, add this information. Your credit card issuer will look at this number when deciding whether or not to give you a higher credit line. If waiting isn't your style, you can take matters into your own hands. Most issuers let you request a credit limit increase online with just a few clicks, and sometimes you can get approved instantly. Other times, banks might request to do a hard inquiry on your credit profile when you ask, and that can ding your credit score by a few points. Not the end of the world, but it's something to keep in mind, especially if you have applied for other lines of credit recently. Personally, I like to save those inquiries for applying for a new card instead, because a new card often comes with an intro offer and could have a higher credit limit to start with. If you do ask, timing matters. Don't request an increase immediately after getting the card. The bank just approved you. They're not going to double your limit overnight. Try to wait at least 3 to 6 months before making the request. And yes, calling can have its advantages too. Sometimes talking to a real person and explaining that your income has increased and that you've been paying your card on time can help. Mid-video plug here. If you're finding this information helpful, please hit that subscribe button. Seriously, it really helps push this video out to more people, and it lets me know that you enjoy this content. Plus, it's free, and unlike banks, I will not charge you interest. Now let's get to the heavy hitter. The fastest way that I increased my total available credit limit was by getting new cards. When I got the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I instantly added over $13,000 to my available credit. Plus, I scored a huge offer worth hundreds of dollars in travel points. That's the kind of jump you're not likely to see from a credit card limit increase request. And if you play it smart, choosing cards with benefits that match your lifestyle could turn these approvals into travel rewards, cash back, and more, while simultaneously making your credit utilization look incredible. The trick is to be strategic. Don't apply for 5 cards in 1 month. Instead, space them out. Know which issuers are generous with limits, and always pay your balance in full. Here's something a lot of people may not realize. Credit card companies want to give you more credit. Seriously, they spend a fortune trying to acquire new customers. So if you're already a customer, paying on time and showing signs of financial stability, it's in their best interest to keep you happy instead of letting you walk over to their competitor. Think of it like dating. If you treat someone well, they'll want to keep you around. If you ghost them, forget birthdays, and max out their card on business trips in Vegas, they're not going to give you more trust, or in this case, credit. So let's put it all together. The 3 main ways to increase your credit limit in 2025 are: number 1, be patient and let the bank raise it for you. Number 2, ask directly, online, or by phone when the timing is right. And number 3, open new cards strategically to supercharge your total available credit. All 3 methods can work, but personally, I found that combining them over time is what really builds limits. And when your utilization is low, your score can climb naturally, making it easier to get more credit in the future if that's what's right for you. So here's my challenge to you. If your limit feels too small right now, start with the basics. Pay on time, update your income, and give it a few months. Then, when you're ready, ask for that increase or start looking at a new card. By this time next year, you could easily double or triple your available credit if you stay disciplined. If you've made it this far, first off, thank you so much. I appreciate you sticking with me. Second, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We post videos like this every week, and it's all about helping you get ahead financially. Also, drop a comment down below and let me know where your current credit limit is and what's your next goal with it. I love seeing your progress. Until next time.